Tonight, finding light in the darkness after a fatal fire took the life of a Duluth resident. A neighbor sprung into action, saving the victim's dog. Plus, a Minnesota woman is stuck in quarantine in Mexico after a positive COVID test, even after being fully vaccinated. And concerns at the border. People living at the U.S.-Canadian border say it needs to open back up after more than a year of closure.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. We're learning more about a deadly fire on Easter Sunday in Duluth. Flames broke out that afternoon on the 600 block of East 3rd Street inside a two-story eightplex. Crews contained the fire to one unit. That's where they found the victim's body. The person has not yet been identified, and there's still no word on a cause, but investigators believe it was accidental. Tonight, we're hearing from someone who was able to get out of the building in time and save an animal's life in the process. Here's CBS 3's John Cardinelli.
Bradley Klatt was taking a nap on Easter Sunday and woke up to the sound of smoke alarms.
They said I could have died in the fire. You know, a few minutes later, it's lucky you woke up. I don't know. Probably one of my angels, I think.
As soon as Klatt realized there was a fire in the apartment below him, he immediately dialed 911 and told everyone living in the building to get out.
This dog come running out. You know, she was in there, and I grabbed her, and she's been with me ever since.
Klatt immediately recognized the dog as Myra, his neighbor's dog that lived in the burning unit.
She used to bite me all the time, but she don't do it anymore. She loves me now.
After learning Myra's owner died in the fire, Klatt knew he had to take care of the dog for the time being.
Every time I pass the door down there, she wants to go back in there. And when I bring her upstairs, she's just like a different dog. She's back to being depressed.
Klatt says smoke detectors made the difference, and Duluth Fire's Deputy Chief John Otis agrees.
A working smoke detector alerted occupants to the building and allowed firefighters to get in.
A reminder to check those alarms now to avoid disaster later.
Those smoke detectors sounding literally save minutes, and those minutes literally save lives.
A combination of technology and love.
He's a good dog.
Saving lives in this fire.
She's going to be okay, right?
Klatt says through a pet adoption service, he has found a new home for Myra. As for the fire, it's the second fatal fire in that building in 8 months. Another person died there in August. Investigators told us today the fires are not because of the quality of the building, but just a tragic coincidence. Dave joins us now for a first check of the weather. Dave, sounds like it's going to be a rainy week.
Yeah, it really is. We got a taste of it last night with the first of 3 lows. Now the second is here, and it and its partner will keep us on the wet side probably through early Saturday morning, which is not a bad thing. This is a live look at just outside our studio wall, just mere feet away. It's getting some rain here in Duluth already. Some towns haven't seen it yet, but there's an 80 to 90 to even 100% chance you'll get something as the night goes on. And if this first round doesn't get you, we're going to keep having rounds all the way through, like I mentioned, early Saturday morning. So this latest batch is pushing up towards the head of the lakes here and will overtake the rest of the region during the overnight. Our forecast for the short term looks like this: 90% chance for rain and some windy conditions tonight, low temp near 40. Tomorrow's Twin Ports high temp should be around 45, but that's going to be a wild range. Some places to the south could be near 60, and everybody else in between. 100% rain chance tomorrow. Good rain chance continues all the way through at least Friday night, like I mentioned. Then we're going to reset a bit for the weekend. I'll show you what that means coming up just a bit later here in the news.
All right, thanks, Dave. The CDC recently released new travel guidelines for folks who have been fully vaccinated. But one local nurse found out that even if you are fully vaccinated, COVID can still strike and leave you hanging. Heidi Wigdahl has her story.
Oh, man, it could be a long week and a half if I really have to stay that long.
Diane Schmidt of Delano has been sitting in a hotel room in Mexico since Thursday, unable to leave.
I'm doing okay.
On March 27th, Diane flew to Playa del Carmen for her daughter's senior trip. Diane, a children's hospital nurse practitioner, has been fully vaccinated since January. Even so, she opted for the hotel's COVID insurance.
This $30 insurance would cover your stay here at the hotel for an additional 14 days and includes your room and food. So now I'm really glad I signed that paper.
Diane said it started with a sore throat last Monday. Other symptoms followed.
I had some sinus pressure, so I thought, well, I'm just getting a sinus infection.
But Thursday, Diane took a COVID test required to return home, and it was positive. She's been quarantined ever since.
I would get tested before travel. Plan that it's very realistic that you could test positive. It's a very small room. They literally have a guard standing outside my door 24/7.
Diane was the only vaccinated person in her group, yet no one else tested positive. As of Friday, the Minnesota Department of Health has identified 222 breakthrough cases like Diane's.
My case is definitely an outlier. I would still highly recommend the vaccine.
Diane is feeling better, but she needs a negative test before booking a return flight.
So you have to know, do you have the patience to be able to do that? And is that vacation worth it should you end up in quarantine?
Diane added a doctor will come and test her again tomorrow. Every time she takes a test, it costs her $100. Minnesota has launched an outreach program aimed at vaccinating workers in frontline industries. Governor Tim Walz debuted that program today. The goal is to connect workers in industries like food service with opportunities to get vaccinated at state-run community sites. The campaign begins this week with workers at restaurants, bars, and breweries across the state. It has been over a year since the U.S.-Canadian border closed in response to the pandemic. Today, members of Canadian Parliament, along with Minnesota's 7th and 8th District representatives, heard from those living in northern Minnesota as they plead to get the border reopened. Representatives Pete Stauber and Michelle Fischbach participated in a roundtable discussion in International Falls, where locals said the closure has impacted tourism, access to health care, and the working relationship between the bordering communities. One homeowner said not being able to drive through the northwest angle has been troubling.
We built a retirement home up there. We can't go there. We can't drive there. Although I can go over and I can drive to Alaska, but I can't drive to the angle, which is an hour.
Members of Parliament said vaccine efforts will have a large impact on the border's reopening, but added Canada is behind in vaccinations compared to the U.S. For nearly a year, a chain-link fence has surrounded the Minnesota State Capitol. The barrier was put up after protests following George Floyd's death. The fence was removed, but a new one is now in its place. Caroline Cummings explains the change.
For months, a fence has fortified the Minnesota Capitol building, but now officials say a new one is there, more securely in place as a precaution to protect the People's House.
It has got the exact same footprint as the previous fence did. That fence was put up rather hastily in May of last year, and we recognized that structurally we could do a better job.
As law enforcement is at the ready during Derek Chauvin's trial, including state troopers who monitor Capitol grounds, Harrington says the fence frees up resources.
With the fencing securing these properties, it requires less police personnel to be on guard and to be on duty, allowing more officers to be available, to be responsive to the needs of the community.
This new fence installed in March is more costly than the old fence, which was up for 10 months. But all told, both fences cost taxpayers more than $200,000. According to the state's purchase order, the new fence cost more than $68,000 to install and is rented for 4 months at more than $12,000 per month. The total price tag, more than $116,000. That's slightly less than the more than $107,000 it cost to keep up the old fence. This comes following 100 protests outside of the Capitol building in 2020, according to DPS, including this one that took down the statue of Christopher Columbus, which was outside of the fence at the time. DPS Commissioner John Harrington says there isn't a plan to keep the fence up there long term. A state contract has it up for at least another 4 months.
There is also new fencing around the St. Paul Police Headquarters as some additional precincts similar to security parameters in Minneapolis, where Chauvin's trial is underway at the Hennepin County Government Center. We now know who will be Wisconsin's next state superintendent. In the last hour, the AP called today's race for Democrat-backed Jill Underleaf. She defeated Deb Kerr. Underly rode support from the state teachers union and an overwhelming financial advantage to become Wisconsin's next superintendent of schools. Underly is superintendent of a rural school district and once worked for the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction, which she will now lead. Underly takes over for Caroline Stanford Taylor, who held the post since 2019. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, in the airline industry, United Airlines is the only one to own a flight school. How they hope to promote diversity next.
Record high is 75 for the state. It's from the year 1900. Tomorrow, temperatures will vary in between the normal of 44 and what we got today around 60. So cooler by the lake, warmer inland, and a low pressure system keeping a rain chance going. We'll talk about how much for how long coming up after our break.
You already know that Cary Toyota in Superior is a great place to buy and service your vehicle, but we have a lot more to offer every driver and not just people with Toyotas. We have the Yakima line of products for the adventure seekers, including roof racks, bike and kayak racks, and cargo carriers. We also have running boards, bed steps, and Axis brand tonneau covers like I put on my truck. And for those of you who like a clean vehicle, we have professional detailing services and all-weather floor liners from Toyota and WeatherTech. Cary Toyota in Superior, we have something for every driver.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum. And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider. They do? Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 100 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals. Wow, really? Really. Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-909-4499.
You don't need a reason to grab the DQ Chicken and Biscuits basket. With 100% all-white meat chicken strips, golden fries, warm pepper gravy, and, oh yeah, 7 fluffy mini biscuits. But if you do want a reason, mini biscuits turn any meal into a mini celebration all on their own. Hooray for mini biscuits, part of the DQ Chicken and Biscuits basket. DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
With over 30 years of providing the best service in the Northland, Ogston's Body and Paint has built their reputation through honesty and respect. So when bad things happen to your vehicle, trust Ogston's to make them right again.
Numi Jewelers is a full-service jewelry store specializing in one-of-a-kind pieces and repairs. From a chain repair to a full custom piece, we'll get your jewelry looking new again. Stop in for a free repair estimate. Numi Jewelers, where true love is guaranteed.
CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Cary Toyota.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
You know, a lot of people and pets are not fans of thunderstorms, but last night, for the first go-around this season, I haven't heard too many complaints. The storms were gentle enough not to be considered severe, and they sure were beautiful in spots. So we got a picture here from Hayes Scriven, the guy who takes care of Split Rock Lighthouse. Boy, what a beautiful place to take pictures from. He got this from last night's go-around with the storms. And you know, with another low-pressure system on the heels of last night's, we have another go-around coming around tonight. And some places could see pictures similar to this, though the chance for thunderstorms embedded in our rain, not as great as last night. So if they do pay off like last night, they probably won't be severe, but they may be persistent. We could have this rain chance sticking around all the way through Saturday morning, bringing much-needed rain to the tune of a couple of inches. Current conditions, we'll talk about those before moving into the forecast. And at the airport in Duluth, we have a reading of 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Relative humidity is up to 82%. East winds kicking up to 15 miles per hour. That'll be another thing here with these low-pressure systems next couple of days. At least through perhaps, I'm thinking now even Thursday, we're going to keep the winds going 10 to 20 miles per hour. Air pressure's on the lower side just by a notch at 29.88, but with 2 more lows coming by the area. Barometer readings likely will stay down, as I mentioned, till the start of the weekend. Current temperatures, like much of the day, they're widely swinging here. 51 to 55 in the Upper Peninsula, but anywhere from 37 at Superior to 49 in Hayward for folks in northern Wisconsin. And Minnesota numbers are as cool as 35 in Grand Marais and still 53 in Grand Rapids. So temperature discrepancies driven mainly by an easterly wind, making it cooler by the lake, pretty well inland, and then the farther inland areas still holding on to some milder conditions. Looking at the current Doppler and satellite map, that second low is coming in from the southwest, pushing a line of showers and isolated thunderstorms to us. We've had a few here in the Twin Ports. Wisconsin's got a few, now the Upper Peninsula as well. Folks on the Iron Ranges towards the Canadian border, after midnight, you'll get your chance as well. And then it'll stick around through tomorrow as that first low, well, there's the first one from last night going to the east. Here's the second one working through tonight and tomorrow, backed up by the third one still in the Rocky Mountains. So our rain chance, like we keep on hammering home here, sticks around through Friday night, early Saturday morning. And rain totals, I'm thinking, could go anywhere from an inch to even 2 inches plus, and maybe even more, since we're getting so much of this rain and so many decent chances. Tonight, the chance is 90% in Minnesota. I'm thinking about 38 to 41 degrees. Wisconsin, Michigan, your lows 40 to 46 with a 90% chance there. For more, then it's a 70% chance for more rain tomorrow, and another wide range of temps, 45 to 63 for Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula. Minnesota numbers 42 to about 50, 100% chance for more rain there. And the chances for rain continue with an 80% shot on Thursday, a 70% go round on Friday, then partial sunshine for Saturday and Sunday, high temps near 50. That's setting the stage then for yet another low come Monday and Tuesday, 50 to 60% chance for a rain and snow mix as overnight low temps drop towards the freezing mark.
All right, thanks, Dave. In the airline industry, less than 6% of all pilots and flight engineers in the U.S. are women, and only about 10% are Black Americans, Asian, Hispanic, or Latino. United Airlines, the only major U.S. airline to own a flight school, is announcing its new plan to train 5,000 pilots by 2030. At least half will be women or people of color. Errol Barnett has the story.
2 decades ago, near runways like these, a Texas girl was discovering her love of aviation.
My grandmother would take my sisters and I to the airport to watch the airplanes take off and land.
A 6-year-old, Tashiana Smith, was hooked.
We could actually smell that jet fuel for a couple of days, and I still love that smell today.
So you've been addicted to jet fuel since you were a kid?
Yes, sir.
24-year-old Smith is on a lifelong quest to become a commercial airline pilot, an expensive ambition. Flight training costs an average of $100,000. So over the years, Smith earned several scholarships through nonprofit organizations. She's following in the flight path of people like Marianne Schaefer, a 32-year veteran in the industry who is United Airlines' chief pilot.
I believe it's related to just the thrill of taking off and controlling the airplane. It really is just a feeling of empowerment.
But both Smith and Schaefer say they'd like to see more female representation in the flight deck.
They simply don't have the access or the opportunity.
In an exclusive interview with CBS News, United CEO Scott Kirby is announcing a new effort to bring balance to the flight deck.
We're excited at United to be announcing the United Aviate Academy to address the structural issues with the makeup of our pilots.
The Academy aims to enroll 5,000 new pilots by decade's end, with a benchmark that at least half will be women or minorities. Scholarships can be applied for separately. Smith, an Aviate program applicant, recently toured the flight deck of the 737-800 with Captain Schaefer.
It allows me to know and see that one day I can become a professional pilot.
Fuel for young girls' aviation dreams. Errol Barnett, Houston.
Currently, 7% of United Airlines pilots are women, and the company says that is one of the highest in the industry. And the airline said 13% of its pilots are people of color. Still to come, a shooting in Frederick has left 2 sailors injured. We'll have the latest from Maryland next.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Hey Northland, Link RV has just opened a brand new 18,000 square foot service and parts facility to meet all your RV needs.
With 12 service bays and our brand new parts showroom, we're sure to have everything you're looking for. Link RV, our reputation is everything.
Please help us protect people with disabilities and other vulnerable Minnesotans of all ages from COVID-19.
Access North has partnered with the Minnesota Department of Health to be a COVID community coordinator.
We all want to get back to normal as soon as possible, so please help us stop the spread by doing the right things to protect ourselves and others.
Contact Access North Center for Independent Living, your local COVID community coordinator resource for people with disabilities.
Because of this, we built the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Because of this, we built Ford Expedition with best-in-class towing. Because of this, we built Escape with Ford Copilot 360. And because Ford SUVs are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Now, for a limited time, get $2,000 in total cash on a 2021 Explorer, only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Looking for a home run on your next home project? Don't strike out by using someone out of left field who makes errors, balks at your needs, isn't safe, and gives you the squeeze by charging double. Your home improvement company aced my window project, and working with them was a walk in the park. They never sacrifice quality, and you can count on them to avoid curveballs and save you time. Plus, they clean up, which is a big relief. Your home improvement company is a huge hit in Twins territory, even if their owner is a bit of a screwball.
Coming up Wednesday on CBS3 this morning, the latest on coronavirus vaccine distribution for the country as President Biden announces new eligibility date.
And we've got more rain in the forecast. Rain showers will be lasting throughout the rest of the week.
So make sure to wake up with us.
Every day during your birthday month, you can receive up to $30 in club cash.
If it's important to our nation,
the country is facing yet another unprecedented crisis.
It's on Face the Nation, making politics make sense. The why behind the biggest stories. Face the Nation on CBS.
Gayle King, Anthony Mason, and Tony DeCopel. Weekday mornings on CBS.
An active duty sailor opened fire in Maryland this morning, then headed to a military base where he was shot dead. 2 sailors were shot and injured during the incident. Police rushed to Riverside Tech Park after a Navy corpsman identified as 38-year-old Fatenhun Woldezenbet opened fire, shooting 2 of his fellow sailors. The shooting happened inside a military storage facility in the business complex associated with Fort Detrick, a few miles away. Police say the suspect then drove to the base where he was stopped at the gate. He then got out of his car and showed a weapon and was shot dead. Police searched his home, investigating a possible motive. 1 victim was already released from the hospital. The other remains in critical condition. Coming up in sports, the annual All-Star Game caps off the high school hockey season. Kelly's in with the details next.
Eye on Mining is brought to you by Range Regional Airport. Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app.
That's not bacon, it's sausage.
Whoa.
Behold, Johnsonville sausage strips. Sausage that looks and cooks like bacon. It's a meaty miracle. Find them in the bacon section, even though they're sausage.
Dude! You gonna pick that up? Because there's no poop fairy to do that for you. See? Take these. They're not just poop bags. They're pride bags. Because you're doing the right thing for your neighbors and for the health of the whole watershed. Gotta fly. There's a Chihuahua cranking one out in Leicester right now. There is no poop fairy.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving, which comes in handy no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams.
American Family Insurance.
Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. Call right now for your free book. And as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched over 1,200 annuities and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from financially strong insurers. Again, that's Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Supplies are limited. Call now.
Call 800-816-8219. That's 800-816-8219.
Saving a life is easy with Memorial Blood Centers. Donating blood is essential for healthcare and the health of our community, especially during a pandemic. To schedule an appointment or learn more, call 1-888-448-3253 or visit mbc.org.
Dear road rivals, charging extra for safety is where we part ways. See, I ride with standard Toyota safety sets, which includes sweet features such as a pre-collision system. You may charge thousands more for similar features, but on my road, no one pays extra for peace of mind. Yours, Highlander.
Right now, you can get $1,750 customer cash on a spacious new 2021 Highlander. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
It has been 2 years since the Mountain Iron Buell Rangers have seen the floors of the Target Center as a team. That changed today. They head back to the state tournament. Minnesota meeting MIB in the Class A semifinals. Winner heading to the state championship. Pick this one up in the second half. Both teams battled tightly throughout. Jordan Zubich hits an outside jumper for MIB, putting the Rangers up with 10:30 to go. Under 10 to go now, Abby Hennon answers for Minnesota with a shot from way behind the arc. That's good for 3 and a 1-point lead for the Vikings. 4-point game. Sage Gagnon dumps it out to Ava Butler, who puts it down inside the paint. It's a 2-point game in favor of the Vikings. Back and forth doesn't stop. This time it's Gagnon for 3 and bang. MIB now back in fourth by 1. The second half would see 3 more lead changes after that. MIB starts to pull away. Nice passing down low that finishes with Butler at the rim. It's a 6-point Ranger lead, but that would be the start of a Minnesota run. Starts with a 3, then they add this layup. And an MIB foul sends them to the line to seal the deal. Rangers fall in an absolute heartbreaker, bringing their season to a close. It really is on bated breath that we wait for 0 COVID cases to be reported within the NCAA Frozen Four bubble out in Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, one team has already taken a hit, and it's UMD's opponent on Thursday. UMass will be without 4 players for Thursday's NCAA final or semifinal game due to COVID-19 contact tracing protocols. 2 of those players include the team's starting goaltender in Philip Lindbergh and forward and team leading scorer Carson Getchwitz. Getchwitz had a hat trick against Bemidji State in the regional semifinal. The high school hockey season in the state of Minnesota has come and gone, so it's time for the annual Essentia All-Star game over at the Heritage Center. Team White versus Team Yellow got going with the skills competition in which Hermantown's Aaron Piak took home the title. First period, Team Yellow striking first. Braden Holcomb, nifty pass over to Hayden DeBars, goes top left corner past Zach Timon. That Grand Rapids to Grand Rapids connection makes it 1-0. And they put Timon to work. The CEC goalie stopped 17 shots on goal in the first period. And White finally breaks through. Grand Rapids, again, it's Joey Del Greco, Let me just slide that one past you there. The Thunderhawks show makes it 1-0. Clack winding down, White threatening again. This time it's Wyatt Polkerton saying nope. The Grand Rapids, again, goalie keeps it a 1-1 game heading into the first intermission. Yellow prevails in this one, 7-5, the final. Switching to volleyball, senior night over in Superior. The Spartans hosting undefeated Washburn, and it was close early. Check out the dig. Charlie Lohman lays out a to keep it alive. The Spartans get it back over, but Washburn sends it right back. Lily Wheeler splits the blockers. They take the lead and then took off. Riley Johnson to Lexi Barningham. The Spartans could not get it. They take the first set 25-18. And to the second, Megan Doherty drops the hammer. Spartans go on to get swept in 3. This past weekend, Byron Buxton was pulled from the Twins lineup, leaving fans anxiously awaiting whether or not the center fielder would be out with COVID. But his illness, thankfully, was not COVID, and he was back in the lineup for the Twins' second game against Detroit today. It was a good thing. Top of 8, Buxton unloads on this one from Jose Cisnero. That's long gone to make it a 3-3 ball game. So we are heading to extras. Bottom of 10, it's Akil Baddoo playing hero for the Detroit Tigers. Strokes a single to right, driving in the winning run, and Detroit celebrates, winning 4-3. Twins go down in this one. The Twins did lose, but the Brewers were on tonight against the Chicago Cubs for Game 2 of their series. They brought their bats straight out of the gate. The mayor of Ding Dong City, also known as Travis Shaw, hitting cleanup for a reason. A 3-run jack gives Milwaukee the lead. Omar Narvaez would later belt his 3rd home run of the season. And lo and behold, the Brew Crew blanks the Cubs 4-0 the final. That is going to do it for sports this evening. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
Taco John's asks, what is a valedictorian? A valedictorian is smart enough to recognize a top-of-its-class value menu, has graduated to guac, bacon, and steak. And with prices like $1, $2, or $3, you don't even need to study. Try the new Valuist menu today. Taco John's.
We can help you at Ketamine North Infusion Center.
In public safety, we see things that sometimes you can't unsee. After these infusions, everything just kind of turned around and I was able to start enjoying things again.
To learn more, give us a call or visit us online.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the truck of the future for everyone. Ford F-150. With best-in-class available towing and payload and an available interior work surface. It's built to work hard and smart. Because the truck of the future isn't built for a few. It's built for America. Ford F-150. Drive one today. Now, get $3,000 in total savings on a 2021 F-150. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
At UCare, we have something to say to all our members, new and old. Thanks for choosing UCare, giving us more reasons to keep moving forward and doing what we do best, answering questions and helping members make the most of their plan benefits. Because we're simplifiers, decomplicators, and, well, figure-outers. Call or go online. We're here for you. Hey, we're always around somewhere.
If you have been financially affected by the COVID pandemic, then this message is for you. Are you among the many folks who have lost their jobs, or if you've been furloughed, or working from home at a reduced pay? Keeping up with your bills is not an easy task under these circumstances. If you have credit card debt and cannot make your monthly payments, we at Debt Fix Pros can help. Give us a call at 1-800-804-9036 to see how we can reduce your interest rates and lower your monthly payments. You need to protect credit now more than ever, and we can help you find a solution that fits your needs. We, your friends at Debt Fix Pros, are here to help. Let us take care of your debt so you can focus on what is really important. Give us a call at 1-800-804-9036. 1-800-804-9036 now. If you are struggling with credit card debt, we can help. The call and consultation are free. Call 1-800-804-9036 now to get out of debt.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Our buy one, get one for $1 suit and sport coat sale is now in progress. Hundreds of options. Mainstream, downtown Duluth.
The Ingenuity helicopter has survived its first night on the freezing cold surface of Mars. Check out that view behind us. This is an image of the helicopter as seen by the Perseverance rover. They're both on an ancient lake bed on Mars. Temperatures there can drop to -130 degrees. That's low enough to do significant damage to the helicopter's electrical and battery components. Ingenuity separated from Perseverance on April 3rd and is scheduled to make 5 test flights. The first test could be as soon as April 11th. Dave, I sure hope we're not looking at cold temperatures like that.
Not until next week. Next week it may be cool enough for a couple of flurries mixed in with some rain showers. But right now we're dealing with warm enough temperatures to bring moderate rains from tonight all the way through Friday. We need the rain. Looks like we're going to get it.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.